Hey Jeremy, what's happening? This is a video demo of your Millennium Falcon, and I think it's done, but I'm gonna actually send some pictures to you to make sure you are happy with the changes that I made. But if not, I'll make more. No big deal. So as you can see, it's on a mirror base. I found a mirror that's 36 by 30, and it's big enough to fit the entire ship on it. Little too big, but it's the closest I could find to the size that we need. I built a wood structure around it that holds the mirror. It's very sturdy. There's plugs for power in the back, and I built a control panel here, and the cable. I tried to hide it, but it is what it is. There's probably enough slack on this. You can actually push this in. There's a grommet here to take up some slack. If you want to move the ship around the other way, you should have enough slack to do that. But I put it this way because the landing ramp is on this side, and the cockpit is on this side. So I figured this is probably the best way to display it. But it's up to you. So the power supply is at 12 volts. I couldn't get everything to work under 12 volts because I'm using LED strips in there, and there's a lot of stuff going on. If you run it at 9 volts, it's not going to work right. So the main power, I built a little, this whole little control panel here. So there's a sort of like a cockpit style power thing. That's the main. That will supply power to the interior board. And now the switches will get power, so you can turn these on anytime you want. I didn't label these because I wasn't sure if it would look right, but I can come up with a label thing if you want. But I thought, I'm going to leave them as is. If you want me to label them, I will. The first one is going to power all the interior lighting. So the cockpit, the gunner turrets will all light up and blink, and the hold area inside is all lit up right now. So if you remove the hold section, or if you move the panel, I'll show you how to do that. I don't like the way that this is designed to remove, because I tell people don't touch the models, but this one has this feature, so you can pop this thing off. Just be careful. Nothing's gonna break. You just kind of have to work it off. You just lift it really gently and kind of pull on it towards the front, and it will come right out. There's a piece here that's attached with a magnet that you put back on after the piece is reattached, so don't lose this thing. There are magnets that hold the part on. It's really very tight when it goes on. So all the hold area is exposed. You can see all the stuff inside, some blinking lights. I put some blinking lights in the circuitry bay as well. And the maintenance pits are all lit up. There's seating here. Got the 2 chairs, and the helmet is there. And there are mirrors at the end of the hallways, so you can see it just keeps going. Overall, it's pretty cool inside. I don't know how often people are going to, I don't know how often you're going to pop this thing open to show people, but you can certainly do it. It's not like I'm discouraging it. I'm just saying, just be careful, because I don't know, I don't want anything to get damaged. This hallway panel here, there's a little greebly on here which you can kind of grab. And I don't like the way that this is set up either, but there's really no easy way to pop this thing off. You can kind of get your finger in here and just detach it. The magnets aren't that strong that hold it on. And there you can see the interior, the hallway. You can't really see the gunner turret entrance, so I didn't detail that, because there was some aftermarket stuff that you can get to show the turret entrance, but you can't really even see it, so it's not worth the way that it's designed. There's a tunnel, but I don't know, maybe there's some other way to do it, but I didn't see a good way to show it off, so I didn't detail it. The cannons, They're I'll detach those before I ship. They plug right in. I think I did the same thing with the Hasbro Falcon that you had bought. These are pretty sturdy. These are all metal guns too. The dish is not permanently attached, so I'll include the dish and some glue if you want to glue it in. You don't have to, because it will sit there and not go anywhere. But if you want to glue it, that's fine. So the other switches, this second switch powers the engines. So the engines are diffused. There's a photo etch piece in there for the grill, and then behind that I printed a bluish, light blue diffuser with transparent blue filament that it blocks any bulbs, so you won't see any bulbs in the back. It's kind of a nice even lighting. It's pretty bright. The next three lights are all the lighting on the underside. So this is the caution lighting. So the third switch, that controls the red lighting, the caution lighting. The power is the standard, microphone connector. It's a 11, I think it's 8-pin. So that let me run all of the different wires for all the different lighting components. The landing gear I redesigned to match the Force Awakens version, which is different than the Empire Strikes Back version. It's a little different looking in the back. So I made those pads for the back, and there's hoses hanging down there. There's actually, the next switch is the lighting for the landing gear. So that will turn on the lights for each landing gear. There's lighting. There's a couple of LEDs in the bay. I put the doors on too. I made the landing gear doors. The kit did not come with doors. I don't know why, but I made them and I detailed them to match what I could tell from looking at the Force Awakens clips. They look pretty much the same. So I'm pretty happy with the landing gear. And the last switch is the flood lighting. So this is all the lighting underneath the ship. I didn't put the lights in the very back because I didn't really see them in the movie. And they were really difficult to get back there too with the lighting for the engines, and I didn't want to bother with the back ones. There was maybe 2 of them back there. The rest of them, they're all where they should be. And I had to incorporate the remote because the board, I couldn't get the board to hardwire. The board is hardwired, but I couldn't get it to power the ramp up and down without using the remote. So I incorporated that into this little box here, and you just have to push this switch here, push that, and that will raise the ramp and lower the ramp. So that's it. I think it looks pretty good. So let me know, as always, and I'll be in touch with some updated pictures so you can take a look at it. One more thing, when you lift this model, don't lift it by the mandibles. So if you're lifting it, don't put your hand like underneath the front, because these mandibles are strong, but I don't want them bending or anything, because it's a pretty heavy model. So I would just lift it by here and here, or here, the sides. Anywhere along the sides I would lift it. I've lifted this thing enough, so trust me, it's pretty heavy. Also, I forgot to show you how to put the top piece back on. This, the best way to do this is to put the left corner in first, so it will lock in place. There it goes. So it just slides in there in the left corner, and then kind of let it let it fall down straight, and all these panels should be flush. And then this little part goes in there. And the magnets hold it on. That's it.